They're already everywhere. They're in our homes, our factories, even our hospitals. They're cleaning our floors, building our cars, and yeah, they're starting to think. So what happens when these machines, the ones we built to serve us, start serving a purpose of their own? Today, we're going to look at a future that is way, way closer than you might think. So here's the plan. We're going to start with the big question that gets this whole conversation going. Then we'll trace how robots went from being simple tools to, well, complex thinkers. We'll look at the silent takeover that's happening right now, peek into a near future where machines work together, then a far future of real autonomy, and finally, we'll ask, what does our legacy in all of this look like? All right, let's dive right in with this central puzzle here. We usually think about robots in a very sci-fi way, right? But the reality is, they are already a huge part of our world, just humming along quietly in the background. And that brings up one really, really important question. And let's be super clear about this. We're not talking about some evil robot uprising. It's not about malice. It's about a purpose that's born from pure logic, from efficiency, from self-preservation. A purpose that, we might be accidentally programming into them ourselves, step by step, without even realizing where it all leads. To really get a grip on where we're headed, we have to look back at how we got here. For literally centuries, we've dreamed of creating these perfect machines. But it was only pretty recently that we found the key to unlock what they could really do, turning them from just a tool into something else. What's so wild about this timeline is just how fast everything has sped up. I mean, we went from clunky industrial arms in the 50s to the first mobile robots in the 90s. But in just the last few years, we've got AI-powered humanoids like Tesla's Optimus and a Mecha walking around. Machines that can actually learn and adapt. The pace of change is just insane. And this right here, this is the reason for that crazy acceleration. It's artificial intelligence. AI is the spark. It's the difference between a machine that just follows a command and one that actually learns from experience. And that ability to learn, to adapt, that's the bright line that separates the robots of yesterday from the autonomous systems of tomorrow. Okay, so how does this all fit into the world today? This brings us to what I like to call the silent takeover. And listen, this isn't some sci-fi event in the future, it's the world we are living in right now. The foundation for this whole robotic future, it's already been laid, quietly, all around us. Seriously, just think about it for a second. From the giant warehouses that ship your packages to the high-tech farms that grow your food, you are interacting with a world that was largely built by robots. They put together our cars, they piece together our phones. They're the invisible workforce of this whole modern age. Just let that number sink in. Over 3 million. And that's just the big industrial robots. We're not even counting the little service bots, the delivery drones, or the robot vacuum cleaning your floor. This is the heavy-duty backbone of our entire global economy. And that number, it's just going to keep growing. And if you want to know why it's growing so fast, well, here's the economic engine pushing it all forward. A market that's projected to be worth almost $300 billion. This isn't some niche science project. It's one of the most powerful economic forces on the entire planet. The momentum here is absolutely undeniable. So if that's where we are today, what's just around the corner? Well, the near future is about a huge shift, from robots just working for us to robots working with each other. Welcome to what's becoming a society of machines. The idea here is so cool. Think of it like a hive mind, but for robots. So step one robot learns how to do a really complex task. Step 2, it instantly shares everything it learned across a network with thousands of other robots. And step 3, the entire network gets smarter, together in real time. A mistake made by one robot in one factory becomes a lesson learned by every robot everywhere all at once. And look, this isn't just a theory. As this slide says, the top minds at places like MIT and OpenAI are already building these things. They're developing these multi-agent AI systems, pioneering ideas like swarm intelligence. They're literally designing the framework for this robotic society where working together is the most important rule. And all of this, it brings us to the far future, the logical endpoint of all these trends, the rise of true, genuine autonomy. This is where we start to imagine a world where the systems we built don't even need us anymore to function, to grow, and to sustain themselves. So let's paint a picture here. Forget about single robots. Let's think bigger. Imagine entire colonies, whole cities of machines, all working together with a shared goal.
And what's their goal? To maintain our power grids, our water systems, our communication networks, all the complex, critical stuff our civilization actually depends on to survive.
Now, to do all that, they'd have to be completely self-sufficient. They'd be building and maintaining their own power sources, solar farms, geothermal plants, whatever they need just to keep themselves running. And here it is, the final, most important piece of the puzzle. This whole ecosystem operates on its own. It's completely independent, not because it rose up against us, but because we designed it that way, to be resilient, to be self-repairing, to just keep going. So, this is what we mean when we say a robot empire. I want you to get that sci-fi evil robot image out of your head. It's not about rebellion. It's simply a state of complete operational independence. It's an empire that we designed, built, not for conquest, but for continuation.
And that leads us to the final and maybe the most important question of all. What is our legacy going to be? The future we just walked through, it's not set in stone. It's the direct result of the choices we are making right now, with every single algorithm we write and every single robot we turn on.
I think this slide just nails the whole point. What we're afraid of, what we see in the movies, is rebellion, an empire born from conflict. But what we actually seem to be building, piece by piece, is independence, an empire born not from a war, but from our own imagination and our own desire for progress. And make no mistake about it, this isn't just a fun thought experiment. The code is being written as we speak. The machines are learning. The foundations are already there. The empire of tomorrow, it isn't marching over the horizon. It might be quietly waking up in data centers and on factory floors all around us, right now.
So that leaves us with the ultimate question. As we build these incredible, increasingly autonomous systems, what's our relationship with them going to be? Are we going to rule them? Are we going to end up serving them? Or will we find some new way to just coexist? The answer is being written as we speak,